If you're watching this video, it's probably no surprise to you that the Federal Reserve and central banks are the biggest thieves in the history of the world. But even knowing this, I saw something that even shocked me. An analysis that shows that a similarly situated person in 1914 was economically better off than you would be today. This means that the Federal Reserve has actually made us less wealthy, despite all the technological changes that happened since 1914. The Federal Reserve and the deep state love to lie and suggest that the dollar has only lost 97% of its value since the creation of the Federal Reserve. We know that this isn't true because we can look at the price of gold. The price of gold was $20.67 in 1913, and the price of gold today is $29,370, representing a decline of 99.3%. So the official values make it look like the dollar is 10 times more valuable than we know it is in terms of gold. This probably understates how much gold is actually appreciated because we know the Federal Reserve has actively tried to repress the price of gold. A central bank was a key plank in Marx's manifesto, designed to economically destroy the bourgeoisie, which is the middle class, not the wealthy, as pushed by academic propagandists. Not surprisingly, Milei has promised to eliminate the Central Bank of Argentina. We should also be talking about eliminating the Federal Reserve. But what really shocked me was how much our wages have fallen in terms of gold. In 1914, which was the first year of existence of the Federal Reserve and the income tax, Henry Ford raised the wages of his workers to $5 a day, and he implemented a 40-hour work week. That means an auto worker working 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year, getting $5 a day, earned $1,250 in 1914. So how much could this $1,250 buy in gold in 1914? Remember, the price of gold was $20.67 per ounce. So if we divide that into the $1,250, we end up with about 60 ounces of gold. So how much is 60 ounces of gold worth today? That would buy $177,000 worth of gold today, which means that the salaries have not even kept up with the pace of inflation. We're actually getting poorer. Perhaps you say to yourself, but what Ford paid was above the market rate. Well, Ford didn't do this out of the goodness of his heart. Ford Company was experiencing high turnover rates, which was hurting profits. And those wages were not out of line with the rest of society. For instance, electricians were making $4 to $6 a day, bricklayers were making $3.50 to $5 a day, and highly skilled workers such as mechanical engineers were making $10 to $20 a day, which means in gold terms, mechanical engineers were making $300,000 to $400,000 a year or more. An experienced mechanical engineer might make $100,000 a year, which is 1/3 to 1/4 or even less than the amount that they made in 1914 in terms of gold. Of course, they get benefits today, but at 1914, they wouldn't have paid any income taxes, they wouldn't have paid any Social Security. So the Marxist Federal Reserve and central banks have stolen trillions upon trillions of dollars of our wealth. And not only that, they've made us actually considerably poorer than we were before they were created, which, given the technological progress since 1914, is insane and makes the Federal Reserve and central banks the biggest criminals in history. Now that they've turned us all into aphids for their little Marxist experiment of feudalism, they've had enough of us. Now they want to kill us all off. They consider us a cancer and a blight on the earth. It's time to end the central banks in this Marxist experiment before they exterminate us. Long live freedom, damn it.